Legal Match is a great supplement to my referral system, and my website attracts a substantial volume. Legal Match fits very well into my business development and marketing system and strategy. It's steady in delivering quality contacts and leads to me. And not all, frankly, I've tried a bunch of different ones, but they will go nameless. But not all of them really bring you that great of a lead. And that's the problem. So it seems to me that Legal Match has gone out of its way to really have a platform that asks the right questions of people coming to seeking a lawyer, and then is able to channel to me a steady stream of quality referrals. First of all, I get to meet a lot of interesting people, and that's fantastic. But I talk to them on the phone. We do initial consultations, so they come in for an in-person consultation if that's appropriate. But it is, as I said before, it's a fairly steady diet that I can rely on from Legal Match for leads. They're not all perfect, and frankly, there's a number of them that I turn away. And there's a number of them that turn me away, I guess, or whatever the opposite is. And it does, of course, it varies, but I like about it is that at least I know the inquiries that are coming in really are people that, by and large, have a legal need. And it's a legal need that oftentimes is quite close to what I can do. Not always, but most of the time. You only can garner so much information from what people put into online referral system. Usually it's more than sufficient to help me figure out if that's possible. Continued to deliver, frankly. There was people who were at home more. I think they have been anyway, continuing to rely on the internet, but if they're not around the coffee maker at work and having the opportunity to ask a colleague about, well, I have this problem, who do you recommend for a lawyer? Or, calling up someone from high school or college, that Legal Match is a system that people are more and more comfortable just turning to the internet and looking for platforms and websites of attorneys, but also platforms to guide them towards the appropriate attorney. And we never shot. We actually doubled our revenue and activity in that upswing happened pretty within 2 months of COVID hitting. We were remote for just a little bit of time, and we were not having clients come in, but with various online video services, we never skipped a beat. It's nice to have in one place the leads, so I can go back and find ones that I was looking at before. Or a lot of times what will happen is that the client or I will get busy, and I can go back and go over the leads, and I will be able to see that indeed one of the leads, that one of the current clients I have, one of the new clients I have, was originally out of Legal Match. And so I will be able to tick the box and mark that as an active client or as completed, but it does allow me to sift through in a single screen a lot of leads. So I'm busy all day long, like most lawyers, and sometimes I'll be done with the day at 6:30 or 7, and I will stay another hour and use that time to email and call and follow up on leads that my staff has asked me to follow up on. So if I can sit down at home or at the office, but oftentimes also at home, and just rifle off some calls or on the weekend, that's really useful. The staff at Legal Match has always been very responsive and very helpful for me. They call and check in on how's my volume going. And usually they know when I don't call them back, it's because I just have too much work to do. I can't call them back at the moment, but that's all I'd add. Been a good relationship. I'm glad I did it. It's really about, I would say it's two a week, something like that. But it just completely can vary. I've had situations where there's 10 days or more that I go without a lead, and I have situations where I'll have 7 leads in 1 week. There's no magical potion for any platform to give you a steady diet every day, the same number of leads. I wouldn't want that. And I know overall on a month in, month out basis, it's very reliable in delivering quality leads that at a reasonable price that I think is value added to my practice. Sometimes the leads will turn into a one-time consult and won't go past there. But in terms of leads turning into actual clients, it's probably 10, 12 a year, something like that. Maybe a little below that, but that's about the number. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think there is any comparison, because the other ones, whether it's, I guess I will talk out of school. So whether it's lawyers.com or Martindale or the other Avo, there's just no comparison because the Avo leads are more typically a question. Occasionally you'll get it directly from somebody who sees my bio there, but the quality of any leads coming out of those platforms is minuscule. And the other thing I have to say, the other thing I really like about Legal Match is that even off my own platform, I get a lot of inquiries on my website, spam emails in my inquiry page or my chat system on my website. And even I've gotten them from Avo. I do not get them from Legal Match. I've learned over time that you got to respond quickly, even though that's hard to do sometimes, and you got to have the staff to do it. And it doesn't mean that the lawyer has to respond quickly, but someone's got to respond quickly. And I follow up with not only with an email saying that I just responded to them on Legal Match, but also a phone call. And that's doing that within the first 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour is very important. I have a couple tips. One is you can't rely solely on Legal Match. It's not fair. I mean, you have to be out there networking and relying upon, most lawyers have a book of business because they have clients who they've served who refer them work back to them. So it's hard as a young lawyer to get going, and Legal Match gives you initial edge, but it's not going to be a one-time solution. You have to complement Legal Match with your own marketing efforts, your own strong website. All these things take investment and they take time. It's not either or, it's really both. That's my advice. It really depends upon, I think, your area of your practice. And I've had many conversations with Legal Match representatives about how many people are going to be seeing these same leads. How unique am I? I think Legal Match does a very good job when they commit to it being a semi-exclusive basis, that they stand behind that. So yeah, that's an important thing, something I like about Legal Match.